and changing of your physique. I mean, you look great. Everybody wants to know
Thanks.
what made you make the change.
I just decided one day I wanted to be healthier, and I went and saw a nutritionist, and that's what I did. Stuck to it.
But are you still considered the fat guy when you go to a party or anything? Because I run into that a whole lot. I'm the fat one.
Okay.
So are you the fat guy in Hollywood still, or is everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, this is great, now you're healthy?
Do you have any other questions that are smart?
I have a question because you're in Atlanta and you have this great story about a run-in with Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
So are you going to look him up while you're in town? You know he lives here.
I don't know. If I see him, I'll see him. He's great. He's hilarious.
Do you think he'll remember you?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Okay. And I know you're a Real Housewives of Atlanta fan.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell us
Where do they all live at?
Okay, they live right around. Who's your favorite housewife?
Tardy for the party.
Kim Zolciak. And Kim just got engaged. Do you have any words for Kim?
To Big Daddy? Or
no, to Croy, the football player.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Well, good luck. I wish you all the best. Thanks for all the memories. I won't be tardy for the party.
So have you been happy so far with how Moneyball's been doing? It's been, pulling in a pretty decent amount of cash so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think about how much money a movie makes, really, especially a movie like that, where it's really not about making a bunch of cash.
This is not Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Well, no, not even that. It's Lord of the Rings is a great movie. I think you can't make a movie because you think it'll make a bunch of money. I made Moneyball because I thought it would be a beautiful movie, and I'm really proud of it. And everything that could have come from it for me has already come. As far as being viewed in a different way, or being able to do different kinds of movies, it's been really great.
About Ellen Gregory, how did you go about pitching this to Fox, and how hard was it to get them to make it into a show?
Well, we didn't pitch it. We just wrote it on spec, which means you just write it for free and hope someone buys it. But Fox had asked me to be the voice of an animated show, and I said, if I'm the voice of an animated show, you probably wouldn't want to put a show that I created on the air. And they said, well, you haven't created a show. And I was like, well, give me a minute. And I went with Jared and Andy, my co-writers, and we wrote this in about 3-4 weeks and came back to them, and they bought it. And a couple years later, we're on After the Simpsons. Very excited.
So you're working with Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about that Saturday Night Live sketch about tiny balls?
Yeah, we did. He told me he was going to do it beforehand, and I said, that's hilarious. You should go for it.
You thought it was funny?
I thought it was very funny.
It was funny.
Ben's a hilarious guy. I was with him all day today, him and Vince, and it's great. It's really fun.
So what do you make of the Atlanta suburbs?
What do I make of them?
Yeah, is it different?
They're very pretty. They're very pretty. I mean, everything here is really pretty, like aesthetically, I'm kind of not getting a feel for the neighborhoods quite yet of like where I'm supposed to hang out as a 27-year-old dude, so I don't really know.
Midtown.
Midtown, I
That
guess?
is where you need to go.
Okay.
Virginia Island.
Yeah,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, these all sound like just words to me. There's no real meaning behind any of them, but I'll take your advice for sure.
The principal love interest in the show is really different and really cool. I'm wondering, how did you decide to have the older woman love interest, and are you into older women?
That's a great question.
Well, we pride ourselves on the fact that we are the only show probably ever and will ever be on television with the love story being between a 7-year-old and an 80-year-old. I think that just has never been done before, and I think definitely not as graphic of a sex scene between a 7-year-old and a senior citizen. We just thought it'd be funny if he was into the most unexpected person, and then he's really mean to the teacher, who's really beautiful, played by Leslie Mann and Gina. We thought it's funny that she's this like aesthetically perfect, charming woman, and he's so mean to her, and he's so into this crabby old, gross-looking woman that we just found it made him more interesting. It kind of tells you a lot about this weird guy, that he's in love with this old woman, and his love sees no age, specifically age.
Excuse me. So you've done some voice work before in like Megamind and How to Train a Dragon, but was it much more difficult to do voice acting for a TV show compared to traditional acting?
No, the only difference here is that we wrote this stuff, you know, myself and Jared and Andy and the writers. So to me, this has been the most, not personal because it's nothing like my life or anything, but the most I've put into this and 21 Jump Street are the two things I've put the most of myself and time and years of my life into. So the outcome and the reception is important to me because it's something that I put a lot of my own time and energy and words into.